1. Tyler Reddick's future with 23XI Racing, 2025 NASCAR drama unfolds. 2. NASCAR charter dispute, 23XI and front row fight for recognition. 3. NASCAR vs 23XI Racing, the charter battle explained. 1. Tyler Reddick's future with 23XI Racing, 2025 NASCAR drama unfolds. The future of NASCAR star Tyler Reddick hangs in jeopardy amid his team's high-stakes legal battle, and it could rewrite the driver's career overnight. With just 6 races left in the 2025 Cup Series regular season, 23XI Racing's number 45 team remains winless while entangled in a lawsuit against NASCAR itself. This legal conflict now threatens the team's charters as soon as this weekend's Dover Motor Speedway event, throwing Reddick's position into unprecedented uncertainty. But here's the controversial twist: this isn't just about contracts, it's about whether motorsports elite will let a top 3 talent slip through their fingers. Could rival teams really poach him mid-season? The Athletic's Jordan Bianchi weighed in on Jeff Gluck's The Teardown podcast with a bombshell analysis. Tyler Reddick is an A-plus talent, one of those rare drivers you build a franchise around. Dozens of teams are watching this situation and thinking, we'd kill to have him in our car. Bianchi shot down immediate mid-season moves as messy and complicated, yet dropped this explosive caveat: if 23XI loses its charters by off-season, we could witness an all-out bidding war for Reddick. Why? Because at 29, he's not just a championship 4 contender, he's the golden ticket every team covets. This leaves us with a divisive question: when a driver's fate hinges on courtroom outcomes rather than track performance, does it undermine competitive integrity? What's your take? Should NASCAR intervene or let the market decide? 2. NASCAR charter dispute, 23XI and front row fight for recognition. Imagine being a NASCAR racing team on the verge of losing your coveted spot in the biggest racing league in the country, all because of a legal battle over charters. That's the high-stakes drama unfolding as 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports fight to keep their charters for the 2025 season. These charters are the golden ticket to racing, granting teams automatic entry into every race and a share of the lucrative prize money. But here's where it gets controversial. NASCAR claims these teams are just trying to distract from their own failures to negotiate. 23XI, owned by basketball legend Michael Jordan and racing superstar Denny Hamlin, and Front Row, led by entrepreneur Bob Jenkins, have been embroiled in a legal dispute with NASCAR over the charter system since last September. They're now asking a court to intervene, seeking a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction to remain chartered for the rest of the year. The charter system, similar to a franchise in other sports, guarantees teams a place on the track and a share of the financial rewards. But if 23XI and Front Row lose their charters, they'll have to fight for a spot in each race based on speed alone, potentially losing out on millions in prize money and other benefits. And this is the part most people miss: the revocation of charters could also force these teams to refund money already paid out for the first 20 races of the season. NASCAR, however, accuses the teams of playing games, claiming they've made multiple requests for a resolution but have only received more lawsuits. We have yet to receive a proposal from 23XI or Front Row, as they have instead preferred to continue their damaging and distracting lawsuit, NASCAR said in a statement. But what about the other teams? Rick Ware Racing and Legacy Motor Club are also embroiled in a charter dispute, with Legacy's 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson claiming he had an agreement with RWR for a charter in 2026. The legal battles continue, and the question remains: who will be racing come next season? What do you think? Is NASCAR right to defend its charter system, or are these teams being unfairly punished? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 3. NASCAR vs 23XI Racing, the charter battle explained. NASCAR has taken a strong stance against 23XI Racing, Front Row Motorsports, FRM, and basketball legend Michael Jordan in light of a recent court filing. This response comes as the two teams seek a temporary restraining order that would permit them to continue competing as chartered teams for the current racing season. And let me tell you, the implications are significant. The racing teams co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, namely 23XI and Front Row, currently hold a total of 6 charters. However, their charter status is on the verge of being revoked just as they prepare to race at Dover this weekend. Despite this looming threat, both 23XI and FRM are determined to keep racing in 2025, irrespective of their charter situation. NASCAR reporter Jeff Gluck has provided fans with a detailed breakdown of the key points from the filing, which is worth a look. In essence, NASCAR argues that 23XI and FRM do not truly own their charters because they never consented to the terms associated with them. Consequently, these charters cannot simply be reclaimed by the teams. Furthermore, NASCAR contends that there is no credible risk of the drivers leaving mid-season, regardless of whether the teams have charter status. Additionally, NASCAR has made it clear that it will not proceed with the sale of these charters until the court has made a ruling on the preliminary injunction motion. This decision comes despite significant interest from other motorsports entities eager to acquire the charters. NASCAR has also directed its attention towards Michael Jordan, referencing a statement he made during a deposition. When asked about his expectations from the lawsuit, he expressed a desire for permanent charters, an opportunity to race Cup, race stock cars. This statement is being leveraged by NASCAR to frame the case as a contractual dispute rather than an antitrust issue. Much of what NASCAR presented in its filing reiterates arguments that have been circulating for months. However, a notable new detail is that both 23XI and Front Row have completed the necessary paperwork to operate as open teams for the upcoming races at Dover and Indianapolis. #Understanding the importance of NASCAR charters for 23XI and FRM. If you're not well versed in the ongoing legal battle between 23XI, FRM, and NASCAR, or if you're new to the world of NASCAR, you might be wondering what a charter actually means for a racing team. In simple terms, a NASCAR charter guarantees a team a spot in every race on the schedule. Without this charter status, teams must qualify for each event, which classifies them as open teams. The financial implications of being a chartered team are perhaps the most crucial aspect. Chartered teams receive a share of the revenue, meaning they earn money just for participating. In contrast, open teams do not receive this financial benefit. This situation is particularly pressing now, as a recent court ruling has overturned an injunction that allowed 23XI and FRM to continue racing as chartered teams this season. According to the latest filings, these two teams may be required to return all the earnings from the last 20 races back to NASCAR. But here's where it gets controversial: should the teams be held accountable for the charter status they claim to possess? What do you think? Is it fair for NASCAR to revoke charters based on contractual disagreements? Share your thoughts in the comments below.